I have to say that having read the report and followed some of the legislative action around tax policy this past session, it was very discouraging to me as a small business owner. The reality is that this legislation that's been passed is bad for me personally, it's bad for my company, and it's bad for my employees. It's 3 strikes and you're out as far as I'm concerned. You know, the reality is with the reduction in income taxes and the subsequent impact on property taxes that we're expecting to see, it's going to have a negative impact on our bottom line. My company is a Chapter S corporation, so all of the profits from my company flow through directly to my income. And when I looked at my tax return for this past year, and assuming that my incomes will probably be about the same next year, I'm probably going to save about $350 in my state taxes. Now, in terms of property taxes, for the company, we own property on Route 1 in Waldoboro. We have leases for retail and wholesale spaces in Wells and Portland. And as is typical, those leases include clauses that pass on property tax increases from the owner of those buildings to the person who's leasing the space. So even though we don't own those properties, when property taxes go up, we see the impact in terms of what we're paying for tax, for what we're paying for rent on those spaces. The other thing we're expecting to see is that, as you heard earlier in terms of the struggles of cities and towns to meet their commitments to their taxpayers, is that when you get this kind of tax shifting going on, that licenses and fees often increase. So when I go to renew a business license or a liquor license or whatever that license might be, we typically see very significant increases in those licenses. And I understand why, because you know, the cities and towns really have very little leeway as to where they're going to look for income to provide services. And so, of course, the fees are going to go up. So it's something that most people don't think about in situations like this, but that $350 that I'm going to save in income taxes, I'll probably pay in fees alone, never mind the increases in property taxes we'll pay on those three properties. The fact is, in regards to our employees, we typically start folks around $9 an hour. We have people making as much as $15, $16, $17 an hour in our facilities, but many of them are in the bottom 40% in regards to income earners in the state, and they will be paying more money out of their pockets. They are losers in regards to the tax shifting that's going on because of this legislation. For us, we look at the condition of roads. Each of our bakeries has 3 delivery routes, and typically our drivers are driving 200 to 250 miles a day on a lot of back roads, and to be honest, they are in horrible, horrible condition. And we probably sustained, in terms of damages to the suspension systems of our vans, you know, the life expectancy of those vans is probably shortened significantly because of the poor condition of the roads that we're driving on a daily basis. And in the wintertime, when you're dealing with roads in poor conditions, it can just be downright dangerous. And you know, so we need roads in one place. We need much better infrastructure for us to do our job well and get our product out. So the bottom line, and business people always look at the bottom line, is that I'll probably end up paying more taxes for less services as these changes take place. And as I was looking at you know, this situation, frankly, I think this is a case where tax legislation and policy was written by the wealthy, for the wealthy, with little disregard to hundreds and actually thousands and thousands of small business owners in this state. And it's an absolute shame that it's occurred. Thank you.